Incarnon weapons brought upgrades to some old and forgotten weapons, but with them came upgrades to certain warframes. As warframes like Korra, Atlas, and Gera benefit from a lot of melee mods, it turns out that Incarnon evolutions act just like mods. So it's not hard to see how Incarnon weapons can become a standard or meta, but it just offers more mod slots. And in some cases, some mods we cannot obtain otherwise. I'll use Seber as an example. All evolutions, every single evolution, helps a Statstick. First evolution has damage increase while weapon is in an Incarnon form. That works. Second evolution makes it super easy to reach 12x combo, which is very desirable for a Statstick. Third evolution adds combo duration, which works well to keep that combo at 12x. The last evolution is the most insane one. It adds 25% base critical chance. It's a very important distinction because base critical chance goes through Blood Rush and other mods. This, as you may have noticed already, allows Atlas to hit red criticals. Otherwise, Atlas has 5% base critical chance. An optimal build was to force yellow criticals with Arcane Avenger or Crit Cat, but now those are merely a bonus over what we get with Incarnon weapons, because Seber makes Atlas have 30% base critical chance. Seber is not the only one. More than few of them have super spicy bonuses. In my eyes, it's Magistar that may turn out to be the best one, because regular Magistar gets a solid critical chance boost and extra 1x to base critical damage, which is huge when we talk about red criticals because of how critical level up works. But is this even intended? Can we rely on DE to keep this in the game? Is it even fair to keep it? That's why I'm making this video, to discuss pros and cons of this and see how it affects the game. Because this is an upgrade over the old ones and there's no two ways about it. But DE placed Incarnon weapons quite deep into the grind that it might be a fair upgrade. Circuit is very much an endgame activity you pretty much cannot do if you're not battle hardened. So in that sense, I look at it as a fair upgrade, as it's very hard to skip things to get it. And if we talk about just how big this upgrade is, I think it looks bigger than it actually is. Things like Korra can solo carry hours of endurance with her Whip Claw with regular weapons, and even without any ribbons. So it's not like this unlocks any level of power we didn't already have. Sure, here it's obvious Atlas has huge red criticals, but even with old builds, these enemies did not take much more or any more of a pounding to go down. Yes, red crits are more appealing to watch, and that's a plus, but from performance standpoint, I do not find Incarnon weapons to be busted. It might create some elitism within the community where you have to have an Incarnon Statstick in order to play Korra in pre-made squads, but that elitism is hard to avoid no matter what devs do. People can be unreasonable and that's just it. Old Statsticks like Amphists are more than strong enough for any farm. Now comes the last point, and it's about ribbons, because this will create a shift in prices, and that may be a good thing. But only if DE introduces quite a few melee Incarnon weapons for people to use as Statsticks, so there's diversity. But here's the deal. All this nonsense with Statstick is a product of DE separating exalted weapons like Mesa's pistols and semi-exalted weapons like Korra's Whipclaw. And it's no accident that the most effective farming frame in the game benefits from ribbons. It's a choice based on monetization. And I've got nothing against DE making money, but at this point, just why not make all these into exalted weapons and give them ribbons? Would ribbon for Mesa's pistols be anywhere near what Korra, Gera, and Atlas can do without any ribbons? Not even close, not even in the same universe. It's a weird choice DE made because they didn't want warframe ribbons, but I do not see why we shouldn't be able to roll ribbons for Garuda's Talons, Mesa's pistols, Titania's Dexpixia, and others. Because even if DE doesn't keep these Incarnon buffs as an upgrade for these semi-exalted weapons, even then those semi-exalted weapons are much better than exalted weapons. So in my humble opinion, the conversation we're having here is a product of an unnecessary choice DE made. Yes, melee ribbons make a lot of profits and open the game for more power creep, which is also a way DE profits. But I do not think DE has a model to show that it makes more money than a fair system, where every weapon has a ribbon and semi-exalted weapons no longer exist. Just make Whipclaw a melee weapon and put those ribbons in rotations. We can argue that ribbons are not a good addition to the game, and from a gambling perspective, it definitely isn't. It's not really a fair monetization, as D shifts them around and any update can randomly drop a value of your 5000 platinum ribbon to 0. But if they're here, it would be a good thing to give exalted weapons some love, because semi-exalted weapons are flying away with a victory with or without Incarnon upgrades. So, should Incarnon buffs for semi-exalted weapons stay in the game? Currently, it's hard to form a definitive opinion. I think it's a fair upgrade, considering just how deep it is into the grind. I didn't think it breaks the game like some other things did, like Serum buff, Kuva Brahma, Catch Moon, and stuff like that. And also, this is unlikely to see too much use, because regular Statsticks are more than amazing, and at the time when you unlock these Incarnon Statsticks, you already did tons of hours of farming materials with Korra. I'm glad my boy Atlas got some red crits, but ultimately that may end up being a reason why D nerfs this, because apparently D thinks Atlas is too overpowered. Anyway, let me know what you think about these. Should Incarnon bonuses for abilities stay in the game? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.